But the deal with you is you kind of get a chance to get on the ground floor and then start working. And currently, at least, I've got enough free time to be able to dedicate to students who want to grow and build and want to come along. Like,
Yeah.
even in the subscribers group on Facebook, I think it's interesting because like I put out a notification and was like, hey, I got some time on Wednesday and Thursday. Who wants to do like a private consult? It's similar to this.
Yeah.
And like one person. Because they don't understand, years from now, I might not be able to do that.
No, yeah.
I might be so busy that I'm like, I don't have time to do that individually. Yeah.
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 It's inevitable. It's coming. It's just, it's just how long, but I'm excited for, and I really want to be part of it just because of the fact that like, I'm following, like I said, I'm following you like right before I got out of school, and like you really just, I've respected just like, your character, the way person you are, like how you hold your class, like how you're yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that has been like the biggest part. Like, you're just like, if you don't like me, like don't watch me. If you,
Yeah.
like, but you're not like that. It's pretty much like I'm myself, and kind of
Well,
that's how it is. Like,
my ex-wife gifted me this, and she would say that she was lazy. So she had a tendency to set up business infrastructure so it was as automated as it could be. She's lazy, right? She would say that. The other thing is being on camera and trying to put out a facade is way too much work.
yeah.
Just be authentic. I'm wearing a Pink Floyd t-shirt. I like Pink Floyd. It's like, it's way too much work to try to pretend. Like I got really, really used to, and as I work with students, it's real interesting to me. The students are on camera and they're worried about their makeup and they're worried about their hair and they're worried about how they look and they're worried about the clothes they wear. And I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, I got a zit, like my skin, I ain't shaved, like, and I just go, turn on the cameras, let's go. Because in my world, what I think happens is it's shifted towards what we think of as authenticity. People want to connect with you.
No, 100%.
And if I spend all my time faking, too much work. Way too much work. Life is hard enough without trying to pretend.
And half people can see it through it because people watch so many. I don't know if half of them can or not. People watch so much shows, so much stuff that's like you can't be fake because everybody is being fake. I don't know. It's just easy to see. At least for a lot of people. So it would be as appealing, definitely.
You and your personality for clients and for students. They want to work with you.
Yeah.
So take out your phone, show them you. Like, I'm getting ready, because I got this new camera setup I was messing with. Over time, I started getting into tequila. So I bought like 10 different kinds of tequila over a year or something. So I'm about to set up my cameras and do like tequila tastings and reviews. I'm gonna take one tequila, show the bottle, link the company, do my tasting review, and go, listen, I'm a gringo. I don't know shit about tequila, but I'm gonna work with you. We're gonna learn about tequila. We're gonna learn about tequila. We're gonna talk about Jalisco. We're gonna talk about Michoacan. We're gonna talk about Oaxaca. We're gonna go, okay, agave, blue agave. And it's like, think about it. This is on my Robert Gardner Wellness. I have my logo right over here. I'm gonna put this on my YouTube channel, and people are gonna go, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like drawing traffic to my business related to my interests. And it's like, and then I do beer reviews. And then I get the local brewmaster from Austin Beer Company to come on. And they're like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, networking with other businesses that are interested in directing traffic. And like, listen, the game is much bigger than therapists think it is. For me, when I think about like fun, it's like, okay, I like tequila. But how much more fun would it be to become like a tequila snob in front of everybody? It'd be like, that bottle's okay, but I like this $500 bottle from, and go, the reason why is the flavors and aromatic compounds and, that sort of video production and authenticity, I think shines through and sets like a different precedent. I've never seen an educator in the massage industry have a tequila tasting.
Yeah.
And then, now we're all building together because you pretty much told me stuff where you're like, I think you're gearing towards what I'm talking about. So now we do this for a year. I get the trademark, we certify you, I help you work on teacher training or whatever the hell that is. And then we go, hey, we're going to Hawaii. You want to go to Maui? You want to go to Maui and have a retreat? Because after the retreat one day, I'm going to buy 5 bottles of tequila. And we're all going to have a tasting together. And be like, what? Like, people get huffy. Like, you're drinking with, I'm like, yes. We're all of age. It's like, it's not, it's not mandatory. It's voluntary.
Yeah.
But it's like, for me, I think there's a piece of lifestyle brand.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because you study with me, but like, what kind of lifestyle are we trying to promote amongst our colleagues and amongst our clients? What does it look like? What's the lifestyle that we're trying to promote?
Yes, like from watching you.
I mean from you, the heart-centered, like, because you're not trying to create uptight people.
No. Yeah, no.
You're not trying to craft image for the sake of authenticity.
No.
To like spite authenticity.
Like mine is just kind of a more like, I don't know if it makes sense, but just relax, like just chill, just relax, kind of like, just be yourself, kind of, or yeah, exactly that. Sorry.
The imagery in my head is a hammock between 2 palm trees in Hawaii.
Yeah, just relax. Yeah.
Somebody's on a mat, somebody's receiving a session.
Yeah, that's legit.
Somebody's drinking a pina colada or some sort of like fruity drink.
Yeah. Just
Somebody has good relationships, solid intimacy, touch, communication, authenticity, lifestyle brand, like Thai fisherman pants with our logo on it.
Yeah.
A certain sense of like style, like, and I've literally not been written up, but I've gone places to teach and people don't like the way I dress.
Like some of your shirts are pretty, just but they show like yourself, like and they show people that, hey, tomorrow when you come, you can wear, whatever
I will never, ever, ever forget getting a phone call from a local school, and they said, Robert, it was a teacher from a local school, and she said, Robert, I want you to come in and teach social media marketing to the students. Now, did I get a degree in social media marketing as a philosophy student at LSU?
It doesn't sound like it.
How did I learn social media marketing?
Teaching yourself?
Oh, I mean, basically, getting the stuff, using it, and I had encouragement from my ex-wife to get started, but it was like, I didn't want to be on Twitter. I didn't know what the hell Twitter was. But I learned it, and then when she called me, I said, okay, when? No discussion of fee, no discussion of do I get paid. It's like, sure, whatever. I'm just going to do a thing. So I talk with her on the phone. We set up the day and time, and she's like, Robert, I have to admit, I have a problem with you. And I go, you don't like the way I dress, do you? And she said, uh-huh. And I said, you don't like the shirt I wear that says ideas are shit. And she's like, yeah, Robert, it's not very professional. And I said, you know I wear that shirt on purpose, right? And she's like, what? And I'm like, that's Gary Vee. Gary Vee is an online entrepreneur.
Yeah,
She did not understand that, like, yeah, that's my shirt, and I wear that shirt, and I love Gary Vee, and I love his material, and whatever. I'm speaking to the Gary Vee fans who are body workers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because when that stuff gets cut up for social media, it's Gary Vee. Dude, it's a body worker wearing a Gary Vee t-shirt. Personality. I purposefully, other than the Thai fisherman pants are relaxed. We need to be able to move around. Like, when people talk to me and it's like they kind of want me to wear khakis or something and a button-up shirt to look professional. And I'm like, I get paid.
Yeah.
Like, what is professional? But I understand for massage therapists, that dominant paradigm on a table, cream guide nudity, they're looking for a sort of professionalism that I'm not interested in promoting. Not because I'm against what they do, it's just not me. It's not me. It's like if I had a studio, there would be a symbol on the door, and the symbol would be a no sign with Enya inside it. We're not listening to any spa music. We're not listening to
yeah.
Enya, and that shit is verboten. You will never, ever. I love you, Enya. If you contact me, I'll be happy to have you on the podcast. But I'm not listening to your music in session.
That's great.
So it's like, at odds with the dominant culture, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, the culture itself, to me, is very sick. There's a reason why we have to have a Me Too movement. Because the culture is sick, and women are tired of your shit. And those men deserve to be put down once and for all. But the therapists, in a way, they want to promote the culture that they're familiar with, the culture that you're trained in massage school, which is where I get a lot of flack. I think people, they don't understand the full trajectory of everything I'm discussing. They may pick up a piece here and there, but I don't think the vision that you and I have has really come to fruition.
Probably not. Yeah.
No.
No.
Mat-based, dude, less than 1% of the marketplace, and I teach less than 1% of that 1%.
Yeah.
You're like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
Dude, like, somebody contacts me and they do mat work and they have questions, I'm like, okay, let's get on camera. Dude, there's not that many people subscribed to my stuff. I think it's awesome. But like, as far as an industry, I think I did math one time. I did some statistical research, and I think there are 300,000 licensed massage therapists in the United States. Just the United States.
Yeah.
Now, of those 300,000, how many study with me?
I don't know. 1,000? I don't know.
It depends on how you define study, but okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that 1,000 isn't even...
Yeah, that's
1%. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of work to do.
But, and that's why I say, what do you want to do? What do you love?
Yeah.
Because if you don't do that, you've already lost it. You'll notice the first thing I say is like, what do you want to do? And then how do you sell it? How do you find the students or clients for it? If you don't do what you like, if it's not heart-centered, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's too much work, man. Having your own business is like, I had to press buttons and deal with software. Somebody contacted me today because it looks like somebody somehow figured out they spammed my website and put like a page up on my website, but you can't find it from the ad. Like I have to, oh my God, really? Like, and this is what you got to do. Yeah. If I didn't love it, I would just give up. And that's why I put that first.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I totally, yeah. It's a drive. It's definitely love for me. It's a drive. Like, it's fun. I mean, it's like fun. It's like, I look forward to everything about it. I mean, just trying to create more and to do what I do the most I can out from this, this industry, just be the best and do the most I can for it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's awesome.
So currently, are you just working for yourself?
I am. I do part-time at a wellness place, actually doing, table stuff. And I just kind of started there just to help finance myself throughout the week, to get myself,
Yeah.
so I keep myself going and, building, my part up or building up my, my company, but it's, it's not a company, just my, not really my brand either, just my style, this style that we do.
Yeah.
And however I can do that. And that's, what I've been kind of figuring out where to go from there. But it's been working slowly though. It's been doing good, but slowly.
And then are you getting repeat clients for the mat work that you're doing?
Right now I have 3 actual repeat clients that come back every couple of weeks. And before COVID hit, I had a couple, but then they just kind of dropped everything. And then I just kind of started really promoting everything again. Cause I had a job throughout this whole shut down the 6 months. I had a job and I was working full time for so I could save up money. And now I'm just kind of back, putting myself back. And it's been maybe about 2 months now. I'm full back driven. I had to.
COVID has been rough. COVID has been rough on therapists across the board. It's been sort of an uncertain time.
Yeah, definitely. And it was like I said, I took a job for full time for 6 months because it was just too much trying, and just nobody, even like friends or family, didn't want to do even videos because I was just like, hey, like, I just want to keep at least myself working and putting out content a little bit, and people are just like well, just excuses and stuff. And so past couple months, it's been like I don't know if you've seen it, just made like you got a lot of people, and half of them were paid and half of them weren't. And the ones that I offered video, I said, just want to trade a session for video content, and they're like, yeah. And then the next week they're like, all right, like I'll pay you, like then my husband, and then their friend wants one now, so it's been working out little by little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The video side, because I've shared some of your video that's floated through my feed.
Yeah.
The video side is something that I promote with students incessantly. I think, or what I tell them is, video is how we win. The video is a huge piece of my marketing strategy that really allowed me to win and actually encourage the Pink Floyd t-shirt. As opposed to, well, people aren't going to want it because they don't consider it professional. No. You drew people who liked the stuff that you liked.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. For clients, you only need enough. You don't have to have every client. You just need enough.
Definitely.
For students, same thing. You don't need every student. You just need enough. You need students who work with you, continue to want to build, continue to walk along. Just in the Sacramento area. Do you know what the greater population is of Sacramento?
Ooh, but I'm gonna.
Is it over 1 million people?
I don't know. Put 1 second. I could look that real fast.
We have Google.
Yeah. Population of Sacramento 500,000.
Yeah.
As of 2019.
So 500,000. You need a fraction of a percentage of those people to become clients, and you're fully booked.
Yeah.
So 10 therapists just in Sacramento doing what you're doing. A fraction of a percentage, all of you are fully booked. 100 of you, Matt-based, by the way, Matt-based, 100 of you just in Sacramento. I mean, it's a bigger number, but it's still just not even that big. Makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The thing is, when I see massage therapists say that the market is saturated, I'm like, the market is saturated for basic table massage. Mm-hmm. It is not saturated within, oh man, it could grow exponentially compared to where it's at right now to even represent mat-based work. And I think mat-based work has very specific parameters that make it more marketable, more flashy, more appealing to potential clients and customers.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is. When I do bring up or say the word massage, anybody, you don't 90% of the time, almost 100% of the time, people think of spa and oils and clothes are down, off. They're just kind of well, some will make almost make fun of I just get rubbed down. It's no, so you're thinking of a spa type of treatment. This is whole different type. And I have to go into explanation, but yeah, it's huge on what the name massage is, what it looks like right when you say it to somebody, how they see it.
Yeah.
And what it should be, what it can transition to. Yeah. Totally get that.
A lot of layers, with you, and the reason why I asked, hey, what else are you having problems with? Because I always just go back to right where you are. Just like the students who say, well, I work on a table. What do I need? I just meet them where they're at. I can't expect people to be me or have my experiences or background or whatever. I have to meet you where you're at and help you build.
Exactly.
And a lot of the client stuff, it's nice to have video and you feel I can scale video globally. And it's that's a part of it, but I still, and this is me. Somebody writes me on Facebook, I answer. Somebody messaged me recently, they texted me and I said, hey, can I call you in 15 minutes? They were totally blown away that I called them. They were like, you don't have an assistant who, you actually do that yourself? And I go, yeah. It may eventually get to the point where I can't, but I have a vested interest at forming a bond with students. and having students feel like that I'll answer them personally so that they can connect with me, so they can build or whatever. Like, it's not just being a good person, it's building a sustainable business. Somebody writes me on YouTube, happens all the time. I have no idea where in the world this person is. They write some YouTube comment. I respond. And they're like, whoa, he actually, and I'm like, yes. Until I can't because of just sheer size and volume. Like, I have a vested interest in promoting and building alliances, building heart-centered connection with therapists and potential clients, building offerings, services, classes, infrastructure, workbooks, DVD, build.
No, yeah, you've been really awesome on that, on all parts, on how you've been helping. It's been huge. I mean, like just how you structure. I don't know, just all that stuff. That everything that you've done so far has been a lot, a lot that I've seen.
And I just keep feeding the students.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I make the comment about the Vikings all the time. And I think because have you ever watched the series Vikings?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. It's a drama. It's like a soap opera with Vikings, but yeah, it does go over little bits and pieces of historical, factoids and things. And the Vikings, like the notion of like getting together with your clan and then taking a boat and like going to France and going, this is ours now. Taking over, There's something about that camaraderie, that like clan building, brand building. Like, they've got a banner, they got a flag, they got a logo, they got a symbol, they got they got their own gods, their own comparative mythology, their own ideas of what the good life is and whatever. There's something about that I think about when I'm dealing with business. It's like I'm trying to build a collaboration. And I think that the collaboration is much larger than competition. That fracturing and splintering leads to different business decisions if it's just me. Like, at a certain point, I knew, for instance, that if I kept working at it, I would be fully booked out.
Yeah.
And here was what would happen. I'd be in session 6 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week. But I could only work on one person at a time. And that was awesome because I want to work on people, but I was like, if you teach, more people can get help and more students can get help.
Yeah.
And the whole good grows, the greater good. And then it was like, it started to shift because I coasted on clients and I started building the real business infrastructure in teaching. Because it was like you were trying to help more people and you were aware that you could only do so many sessions. You could only work on so many people. And it would just be like a weird statistical anomaly just here in Austin. This one guy. That's not a movement. Nobody cares. But 10 of us, 100 of us,
Getting work done.
1,000 of us. Now it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, it's inevitable, and it's gonna be awesome to be able to help be there throughout the process too. Well, if everything works out right.
What else? I mean, since you've got me here, like, what else are you having issues with? What do you need help with?
Like in business wise,
Sure.
or myself, and
Sure.
Working on. It's a good question. I hadn't really thought about it. I don't know. Nothing comes to mind in a second.
Yeah.
And I know. Right when I get off, I'll probably have a few things.
Well, it's also not the last time we can do this, so.
Yeah. Usually, like when I have questions, you usually do help out with those, and you helped me out with a lot of the biggest ones. Or you help, like, through our talk, you helped me out with a lot of.
What are you using for your videos at the moment?
Oh, just a phone, and to create like the little split like clips.
Yeah.
I just used an app. It was just something real fast. It's kind of.
Do you have a tripod?
Yeah, I do. I do.
I'm trying to think of like where to take this at the moment. Like, because I want you to produce more video and I want you to have better camera angles.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, like, you can get a DSLR, but it might cost $800 to $1,000 for the camera. And then you can buy a lavalier mic, but that may cost 800, or so dollars. What phone do you have right now? Are you using an iPhone or an Android?
Yeah, iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would actually lean. Does your iPhone have like an input for like a headset?
Oh, it does not.
Okay. Ugh. iPhone. Okay.
I know. Yeah.
So what I was trying to figure out is, and I can work with you this online. I can send you a link. So
I do. One second. Sorry. I do have an attachment you can put to that will make the headphone jack.
so there's something that will allow you an adapter.
Yeah.
Okay. So because I'm not an iPhone user, so I'm not exactly sure. I just wanted to find out if I had to choose of the video that I've seen, and this is just from my memory.
Yeah.
I want more camera angles, and I want like a bird's nest view on some of what you do.
Gotcha.
The video angles were like too low. I want to be up and like looking down, not like necessarily overhead, but like over. So the other part is, I think that if you were going to invest, the first thing would be the lavalier mic. And the lavalier mic, it'll be like this guy. It'll be pinned to you, so it picks up the audio very clear. So the camera can be 20 feet away, but the audio is still extremely clear because it's just signal feeding into the phone.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then what you do is you're working on somebody and you just look at the phone and you go, hey guys, I just wanted to show you here with Allison. I'm working on her gluteus maximus and her gluteus medius. We're trying to increase hip mobility. You're looking at the camera. And then you just go right back to what you're doing. You can turn the microphone off if you want. But you could take your software, it's on your phone, right?
Yeah.
And you can clip that piece. Because now that becomes an ad for your hip work. Does it make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does make sense.
The lavalier mic would be the first step. After that, I would work on getting a DSLR. And then you've got one camera and you've got one lavalier mic. And then we can figure out what to do next. But I think initially students will ask me about what camera to use all the time. And I still think they're not fully taking advantage of this first.
Yeah.
Because a big part of it for me is getting comfortable on camera. It's getting comfortable looking at people in the eye. It's getting comfortable talking. Like, the funny thing to me is the imperfections. When I talk and go, bleep, 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 and like I lose my words, Bill's brand. Wow, Robert's a real guy. It's not Hollywood. It's not scripted. It was real. Like, I'll be in the middle of teaching and I go, what is that muscle? Like, I can't remember that name. Like, and I'm teaching. Like, and I'm like, what is that? Some of the little flaws are what people pay attention to. So you want good camera quality, yes. And you want good audio quality, yes. But some of the little errors, some of the little flaws are the stuff that like people notice. Getting people's attention is part of the game that we're playing. So, in your notion, like you make video now, but if you increase video and audio quality, what happens?
Most likely more views, yeah.
He's more professional.
Yeah.
He's more professional. He's more professional. Somebody wrote on a massage group recently, they're like, does anybody make videos and put them on like YouTube? And, like, what are do you get clients that way? They had just a very basic question. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm going to give you a quick lesson. I want you to listen to this. If you're listening to this right now, okay? So this video is being recorded. I'm going to put it on YouTube, put a piece of it on Instagram, edit it, clip it, make segments, cuts, pieces. YouTube is owned by a company called Google. Google is a company that is heavily involved in search engine optimization. When you put videos on Google and videos on YouTube, which is owned by Google, more people find you because you take that video you just did on the hips, right? Remember I just told you? And you say, Sacramento hip mobility, pain relief, massage, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you make 100 of those over time with various Sacramento CrossFit training, help, pain relief, whatever it is. Yeah. You are creating more backlinks to your website, which means to Google you're more important, and they start showing your stuff to more people. When you get 1,000 people looking at your videos, looking at your website, what happens to your business?
It's gonna grow. It should, yeah. And yeah, more views, more traffic.
And that's the whole game in a way. That's why I think video is so important for us. Yeah. It's why I'm a big proponent. I think for most people, most therapists, get started with your phone, add the lavalier mic, go on Amazon, do some research, look up some YouTube videos on lavalier mics and what people recommend. You might be able to find something that's less than $800, but just, make it better. Make it better. When I started the podcast, it was just Zoom. Now it's like Zoom and some other software with some graphics, and you add stuff in, and then I take some other software and I put captions on the screen. So just adding captions, why do I do that? Think about it. Why do I put captions on the screen?
To grab attention, or to make it...
It's more professional.
Yeah.
It's more professional. Yeah. So now, and what I thought was hilarious was, I know this, I don't know all the parameters. You're on the bus. You can't listen to it unless you got earbuds in like you do. Well, you could watch it. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, I don't even have to, I can have the sound off. Young lady who's a student had a newborn. And she's like, thank you so much for putting captions on the video. I could watch this while it didn't wake my baby up. And I was like, awesome. Because I didn't make the captions thinking about that. I made the captions thinking about somebody who's in a situation where they can't listen, but they can watch it.
Yeah, I did that during school. Well, I was supposed to be listening to them.
So you were watching massage videos while you were in school?
Yeah.
See, school owners, do you see what he just said? Ah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So one step at a time, one piece at a time. I think the error is it's got to be perfect. Oh, no. The perfect is the enemy of the good. Trust me. Just make it 80%. 80% is plenty good enough. And then you just keep building, growing. When I talk to therapists about video production, this happens all the time. I go, listen, guys, and I'll ask you this. In Sacramento, how many massage therapists make video regularly?
Are you asking me this right now? Oh, none that I know. None that I know.
That's how you win.
Yeah.
That's how you win. It's so simple that people miss it. If you're the only massage therapist in Sacramento who makes video on any regular basis, who are people going to find?
The person that's making the video. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what else have we got? What's in our craw that we need to go over?
I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Sorry. No, I do know.
Well, it's also for you. It's not for me.
I totally get it. I was just going through, because I wrote down notes and stuff, but we went over pretty much. Oh, okay, so, that's gonna come later though.
What?
I was thinking, just because, one of the things was just about, so one thing, a question about that I had, I should be going towards I have to get the certification through the board still, or if I was training under you still for...
Ooh, okay, so when you say certification, you mean to be able to give massage therapists CE credit?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a piece that I don't know completely. I need to do research on this because what I will do is I will have my own certification in a branded name.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to call it Nike so we have something to think about.
Yeah.
Now, Jason Steagall is rub-a-dub-dub Nike certified. He's a Nike certified therapist, and we work on a teacher training, and he's a Nike certified teacher, right? So as long as you fulfill the parameters and requirements of whatever that is contractually with me, then you're cool to teach, right?
Yeah.
But giving people CE credit at this stage, one, California doesn't have its own state board, correct?
I think they do California American Massage Therapy Association.
So I get confused with state to state, but for
Yeah, I think
therapists in California, do they have to take CE classes to renew their license?
Yeah, every 2 years you have to have a certain amount.
Okay, and then do they accept only California credits or national certification credits?
So far, what I've seen on there, because I have credits from you, I had to put that in there, and they didn't deny it, but it's not on there with the credits I get from their websites.
Okay,
That's
so
they didn't deny.
the bigger challenge is, and I don't know how the National Certification Board works with this. So to give you an idea, I'm in Texas. So Texas massage therapists cannot get credit for anything I teach except social media marketing online. Because Texas does not allow hands-on instruction online. Make sense?
In person though?
They've come in person. In person, I can give them credit. That's no problem.
Yeah, but it can't be online. Yeah, gotcha.
And it's just Texas rules, just the way it is. I work with it. But I'm a nationally certified provider, and I get all of the classes approved for national certification credits, including home study. So if you're in Oklahoma, maybe, depending on Oklahoma's laws and rules, if Oklahoma accepts online training that's nationally certified, I can give CE credit for that online.
Gotcha.
Now, if you decide to get certified with me as a Nike approved education provider, whatever, then I don't know if you go under my banner on the national certification or whether you have to get your own nationally certified provider status. That is unknown to me currently. I'd have to do some research on that. I expect in the beginning, and you're kind of getting in on the ground floor along with Andrea and Kristen.
Yeah.
You know, you're in Sacramento. Dude, I might have to send you to Oregon or send you to Las Vegas because you're closer than I am. Because I'm, dealing with things. And then if you're hopping states, the closest to reciprocity we have with continuing education is the National Certification Board.
Gotcha.
Currently. But laws, rules, regulations, I get people who contact me regularly from other states, and they're like, well, does Florida? And I'm like, I don't know 50 sets of rules in the United States alone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to keep up, but I don't know it all.
Gotcha. I don't know how. Is there something that I can look into to figure that out, or
You could, which is you go to the National Certification Board for Therapeutic Massage and Bodywork, the ncbtmb.com. You can go to their website and do some searches to try to find that information, but there's a lot of layers, because being a board certified therapist is different than being a nationally certified continuing education provider.
Okay, what's the difference? Which one?
One certifies you as a teacher.
Yeah.
The other certifies you as a therapist.
Yeah. Okay, got that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, okay. So for that, probably. Would it be smart, do you think? So should I figure that? I should probably figure that answer out before I go along, because
You're in California. I haven't done all the research. I would do some research on what you need if you're gonna, not as a therapist, because you can work as a therapist, but as an educator. What do California therapists need to be able to renew their license? That's what you need to be able to give them. Then, if you're going to travel to other states or teach online, you're going to need to be nationally certified as a provider to be able to provide that layer for people in other states if you travel.
oh, that would be passing the NBLEX test. Is that the same one?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know that. So you're not working as a therapist in other states unless you want to. You're working as an educator in other states.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so you have to be national certified to be an educator. All right, that's where it gets confusing for me. No, really, it's just
It's confusing for me, and I teach.
so. I guess my main question, I don't know if you have the answer. I guess after figuring out that answer to, I guess I have to figure out the answer first to that. Having to be nationally certified to teach in other states underneath having the certification from you. So that's probably the main question I would have to figure out before going and applying for this national certification if I don't need it.
Yeah. And the thing is, what confuses me is I'm not sure. So it's not just you. It's me having 10 students work with me as colleagues, teaching similar curriculum.
Yeah.
Because it's the same curriculum, it's just a different teacher, right? So then I don't know if I can speed up the process by putting you under my banner, so to speak. That's what I'm not quite sure about. I may just have to go in and do some research on that.
Right. Yeah, because that'd be either way it'll all work out, but that'd be pretty much the easiest.
Well, anything I can do to streamline the process means there's less friction at getting somebody to come along.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So from that, I don't really have any questions about like bodywork and stuff, but at some point if we're able to do it online, like where you
Consult?
Yeah,
happy to do that. And I know that you have enough video prowess to stick your phone on a tripod and let me see the angles that I need. The the online one-on-one consults are coming. I'm trying to develop all of the infrastructure I need to be able to continue building that.
Cool. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have too many questions. I guess the other question would be wait for later, like once we get there, because it'd be
Sure.
kind of all stuff. Yeah.
And I try to keep myself as open as possible to students returning with various questions that I know are going to come up. So even though we have a subscription service, think about it from a marketing standpoint. What if I called it an online apprenticeship?
Okay.
Because what does an individual therapist want? Do they want a subscription service or an online apprenticeship?
Subscription service, I think. Is online print is everybody's trying to? Oh okay, never mind. I don't know. I think it could go both ways. Just because at the time when I subscribed, it was just for subscription, and just so I had deeper videos than you were putting out.
Yeah.
And then it became deeper than that after I got into it more. And so I would say at first, just having the subscription, and then after that, it probably grows into having the apprenticeship.
Yeah. And crafting. I'm in the middle of it. Like people, It's like a writing. Like I'll use Hemingway as an example. So Hemingway wrote The Old Man and the Sea. It's one of his most favorite or most cherished, beloved novels. And it's so perfect in a way. But I'm like, how many drafts did he write? How many times did he edit it?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you don't see all that. You just see The Old Man and the Sea. It's perfect. It's this perfect piece of art. Van Gogh, painting. Like, how many variants? How many corrections? How many wiping paint away and adding? How many, things to get, the Starry Night? And that's the thing, I don't worry about it being perfect. I'm like, keep creating. Work with the students. To me, I don't care what we call it. Nike, okay, online apprenticeship, subscription service. I still get questions from therapists. They're like, I don't understand. What's a subscription service? And I go, how about footage of every class I've taught for 3 years? And they're like, but I don't understand.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah.
Ongoing support. And I'm still trying to figure out language, how to package it, how to put it together, how to speak to my customers' needs to give them what they want, to make it easier. Like, you don't want the client obtaining process to be difficult. You want it to be easy. But once you perfect the language and perfect the marketing and perfect the outreach and you got online scheduling, it's like, man, they just fall right in. But it could take years to do that. It's like when Hemingway wrote The Old Man and the Sea, how long did it take him? How many years did Van Gogh work at art before he got to the Starry Night, before he had the skills, the chops to create that?
Yeah.
And that's the thing everybody bypasses. They kind of focus on like the end product. But like, you know how many technological innovations we had to deal with to get to this phone? Holy moly. Dude, I don't even think about it. I'm like, touch screen. If it doesn't work, I'm like, it's trash. And I'm like, dude, do you know what they had to do? Like, if you told me, like, Robert, explain to me how this touch screen works. And I'm like, dude, I think there's some kind of electric signal that picks up when my finger touches the screen. And that's the thing. It's like people remember the high quality product at the end, but they don't see all the stuff that goes into having the meal made. Like, if you ever gone to like a really fancy restaurant and had like a 5-course meal,
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, the meat the little entree, they're perfect. Shape, size, texture, like, but the cooks in the kitchen, dude, they've been working at that for years. Working on their mise en place, like how their station is set up, their knife skills, their food chemistry, molecular gastronomy to make that little foam with the egg custard or whatever. Like years and years and years to deliver what to you looks like perfection. But a lot of people don't want to go through the work. They don't want to go through the process. And you have to fall in love with it. Every little detail. Like, and I, you know, like I was messing with software just to get this to happen.
Yeah.
And I go, this whole thing I could get done with this and realize, the audio was all messed up. It didn't record. And I go, next, let's do another one. Make it better. Do another one. Make it better. Do another one. Make it better. That getting lost in the trenches, that's where it comes from. Yeah, that's absolutely where it comes from. Well, cool. You good for today?
Yeah. Covered everything and some more. And
cool. So right above me, I've got your website, mahayanamuscletherapy.com. And right over here, I've got your Facebook page, Mahayana Muscle Therapy. Is it the same on Instagram?
Yeah, it's going to be between Mahayana and muscle therapy. Between each word is going to be underscored.
Underscored. On Instagram?
On Instagram, yeah.
Cool. So you guys look up Jason there. You can follow him on his social media. He puts out a lot of video. Listen, thank you so much for talking with me today and just hang out for just 1 second. But it was a pleasure talking with all of you on the podcast today. I like to feature students and colleagues who are doing good stuff in the massage industry. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the podcast again very, very soon.